Tonight, I asked my daughter something quite interesting. Klein, what are some of the things that teenage children do right behind their parents? She looked at me and smiled off, and then she broke some of these few things for me. Let's take it up from there in a short while. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Achen P here, and I'm the host to this channel. I hope you guys are keeping safe and taking super care of yourselves. The world is in a great era of COVID-19, and we are praying every day for each and every one of us that we continue taking very good care of ourselves as we await for the vaccine. Like I did tell you earlier, I asked my daughter a question as to some of the few things that the youth do right behind our backs as parents. And these are some of the things we talked about. Number one, online dating. Does it ring a bell to you that your teenage daughter or son is actually engaged in an online dating site? Have you ever thought about it? Does it matter to you anyway? It is high time we double-checked on some of the things our children do right behind our backs, and online dating is one of them. Dating the opposite sex, if some of you didn't actually know. I was even informed some actually date the same sex. In Uganda here, dating same sex is illegal. In some part of Europe, it is okay. But if you sit out there as a parent, do you think it's right for your son or daughter to start engaging in this? That is a question that I want to pose to you and leave to you. The second thing that we talked about was joining gangs. Even here in Uganda, like any other country all over the world, there are so many gangs everywhere, and they do all sorts of things. You find gangs that are involved in theft, murder, rape, aggravated robbery, just name it. The list is endless. And many a times, we do not actually think of our children doing the worst of these things, because some appear very innocent, some appear very, very super good, and you don't even at any one point of your life think that your son or daughter might be involved in some of these things. In recent times, I have met young children being beaten up for stealing, being beaten up for rape, and then you keep on asking yourselves, what is it about this child's parent? Do they even know that their children are in for this? Are you out there and you think you know your son or daughter? It is time you get to know who they really are. Number 3, smoking and alcohol. A lot of people don't seem to look at this as a very big problem, but it is a very big problem for our young generation, especially to the teenage girls and boys out there that we are grooming to make better people. They start from smoking, the ordinary smoking of cigarettes. Then before you know it, he's smoking opium, he's smoking marijuana, he's taking all sorts of alcohol. About 2 years ago, I visited a family, and to my dismay, I found the parents really, really very, very traumatized. That their own son, that they probably had hopes in, had gone just like that. He started testing alcohol. It starts with a sip meanwhile. Eventually it comes from a sip to a bottle, and before you realize it, the son or daughter you knew is no more. This family has a son that is lost. They took him to a mental institution, maybe for rehabilitation, but still failed. Smoking and alcohol. Is your son or daughter doing this out there? Number 4, drugs. We have all sorts of drugs. We have opium, we have marijuana, we have cocaine, name it, the list is endless. In Uganda here, drugs are illegal. Yes, I probably want to believe that in certain countries it is okay. But you find today, I have met a series of young boys, especially in some of those ghettos where you get to pass once in a while, and they are chewing leaves. I don't know what they are actually called. Imagine your son or daughter getting involved in such a thing. I want to tell you that yes, these things are happening. Our children are doing it. Sometimes we actually do not know that they are doing it because they appear to be so smart and very, very humble people. When mommy and daddy are home, they are the best of people to live around with. Drugs. The fifth thing that my daughter told me today, this was actually my daughter's point, is sneaking out. It actually reminded me of my teenage age. Yes, I equally did sneak out, and I think that is why I got pregnant at the age of 16. It is funny though, but yes, our children are doing it. When we sneaked out then, we would actually mold a picture out of a blanket and even cover it with bed sheets. And then when you open the bedroom, your parent walked into the bedroom, you feel like, no, I think she's actually sleeping or he's actually sleeping, but you are definitely not in. Are you experiencing such with your teenage son or daughter? If you are not, we thank God. If you are, you need to double check. But I actually asked my daughter, why do teenage children do this? Then she told me, Mommy, sometimes when we ask you as parents that we actually want to go for a party or for a function that we've been invited to, you just do not accept. It is just a no and a no and a no all the time. That is why we actually sneak out. It is quite interesting that our children are actually doing this. And sometimes we do not get to know that they are doing it. I want to tell you one secret. My twin sister and I would actually sneak out. Okay? We knew the time when our parents would actually go to bed. Would tell that by 11, Daddy and Mommy are actually tired and they are dead asleep. Then would time and say by 5 we must be home. Yeah, spoiled child I was. But we got to learn the hard way. And the repercussions were so big, especially for me. Very, very big. But I learned something out of everything that happened in my life. So sneaking out is another thing. Parents, before you sleep, make sure that your son or daughter is actually sleeping. And once in a while, walk to their bedrooms at about 2, 3, just to double check if they're actually sleeping or if they're actually in. You'll get to catch the rat. Sometimes they think they are smart. And then the number 6 thing is pornography and keeping nude. If there are parents out there who don't know what pornography is, having nude pictures are, then I want to tell you that your children have advanced. Our children have, because of technology, they are able to Snapchat themselves, post it to a friend, share it to another person on a lot of websites and social networks. Oh my goodness, it is not a good thing. Yes, I know a lot has changed and the world has gone into a very big global village. Technology has advanced, but it is high time for us to talk about certain things and let our children know the repercussions of some of their behaviors. Some of them actually do not know. They think it is fashion. But walking nude and taking a nude picture is not fashion. So it is us, the parents, to actually tell our children that this is not fashion. This is wrong. I might sound crazy talking about some of the things that some parents may not be comfortable talking about, especially with their children, but this is where we are heading. If you are not comfortable talking about sex education, if you are not comfortable talking about pornography, the world out there is not going to get embarrassed to tell your son or daughter to do some of these crazy things. Wake up, talk about them, and let your children know. I am not telling you to withdraw their laptops, to withdraw their phones, to let them know how to use these gadgets. And then maybe the second last thing, I have known of young boys who have started carrying out masturbation at tender ages. You find your son in the bathroom trying to, I don't know what they are trying to prove or what they are trying to find out anyway. Fathers out there, this is your responsibility. Like I did tell you in the last our last topic, that when children go into adolescence, they also tend to realize something is changing within them. They feel there is a lot of change. The girl starts developing breasts. The boy is like this, wakes up with this, wakes up feeling this way. They are trying to define who they are. How do you help them get to know who they are is what makes a difference. This one I've said it openly because it is what is happening. And then the last thing that I want to sum up with is picking money from our wallets. Do you wake up every morning and ask yourself how a note is missing in your wallet? You wake up and like, but I left this amount of money in my wallet. I can't find this. I think it's the maid. I think it's the shamba boy. I think it's this. I think it's that. Sometimes our children actually do these things. Mommy walks into the house. Daddy walks into the house, places his wallet on the table, places her bag on the table. Walks, Mommy, can I take your bag to the bedroom? Yes, it's okay. Gets into the bedroom. The bag or wallet becomes their own. They are actually doing this. They are not requesting. They are not asking. I want to thank God so much for helping me mold my daughter into a very responsible person. Many a times she asks me, Mommy, can I have some airtime? Mommy, can I have money for this? Mommy, can I have money for that? No, claim today I don't have. Can it hold today? Can we do it tomorrow? And she's just super understandable. Let's learn to give our children what we can within our means. If it is not there, tell them, Eric, I can't give it to you today. Can it wait? It's a culture that you need to groom in a child. If you do not, it will catch up with them. I want to leave you with this. How much do you know your son or daughter? And what are some of those things that you suspect your son or daughter is doing right behind your back? Sometimes they tell us as parents, I think your daughter is doing this. But because you think you know them so much, you're like, no, I think my daughter can't do that. Do not ignore such early warning signs, especially when it comes from a friend, a neighbor, any other person within the community. Never take some of these things lightly. And sometimes we do not actually know what they are capable of doing while we are not watching. The next time we come back again, I will be sharing with you some of those signs to show that actually your children are doing some of these things. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. I hope we meet the next time. And if you are new, thank you so much. Do not forget to click the subscribe button, and do not forget to click the notification bell such that for every time we post our new videos, you're always up to date. I want to thank God for each and every one of us that have made this channel a big thing. Let's continue keeping safe. Uganda, we have the second wave of COVID-19. Let's unite as one to kick COVID out of Uganda. Let's meet again. Let's take it up from there. Have a good evening.